Hi, I'm Peter Rose, founder of Longwood Currency Trading. How to set Forex trading profit goals. There's a tremendous, I think, misconception in the trader community, the retail trader community, as to how you make a lot of money. You find many times, or I find many times, and the folks that I talk with, is that they're setting unreasonable dollar value goals and or unreasonable pip goals. So you can set those either way as a goal. You can say, well, I want to make 10 pips a day or 5 pips a day or 200 pips a day or whatever it is. Or I want to make $200 a day or 2,000, whatever it is. But I think when you're looking at trying to establish your trading plan, that's really what we're talking about, is what is your trading plan, your overall strategic approach to your trading. Then you're going to have to look differently at how you set the stage rather than looking at what the play is supposed to be like. How do you set that stage? How do you set up an environment, a mental environment for yourself that allows you to judge whether you're on track with your goals or not? In the last couple of videos, I've talked a lot about your trading metrics and how to analyze them and how to use them. And this is just an extension of that, because you don't even have to have the trading metrics in order to establish what your goals are. I mean, your goal isn't to make $3 a day trading a couple of minis or something, you know. It's got to be for at least paying your light bill. Now, if you can do that, as I've said many times, that's your first step. If you can consistently pay your light bill, you're all set. But is that all that you want to do? Or is there more? Well, of course there's more. You don't get into this kind of trading to pay your light bill. You get into it to replace your job income or to significantly enhance the amount of money that you're making to enhance that job income. If you're making $30,000 or $40,000 a year, you're going to have a hard time living in most of the major cities in the United States anyway. And so if you could increase that by $4,000 or $5,000, that would be a terrific increase. Your boss isn't going to give you that. If you're making $40,000 a year and you make $4,000 a year trading, $400 a month, right? Your boss isn't going to give you that. And so that's worth striving for. That's a significant move toward enhancing your income. Quit worrying about trying to make $40,000 a year. Let's just try to make $4,000. You know, maybe that's a good gauge to go by. I'd like to make 10% of what I'm as enhancement income as to what my job is, because no boss is going to give you a 10% increase. You might have to change jobs in order to do that, but you know, it just depends on the kind of job that you have and the availability of that job and the standardization of those wages across the board, regardless of the town that you are going to be working in. You're not seeing that as the case, for example, in the profession that I was in for 33 years as a software engineer. If you're working in Seattle right now, and this is February, early Feb of 2023, if you come out of school and have maybe a year experience, if that, you're 60, 70, 80K in Silicon Valley. You do the same thing in Portland, Maine, and you're at, you know, 40 or 55 or something like that. So the location has a lot to do with it. So you have to look in terms of what are you making, where you're living, and what would you have to do to replace 10% of that income. So let's say you're living somewhere, you're making $40,000 a year, so the goal is to make $4,000 a year. How do you do that? Well, a lot of that has to do with that win-to-loss ratio and your per trade expectation value, a couple of the metrics that I had talked about in the last couple of videos that I did. It's particularly true in the win-to-loss ratio because you simply say, well, I'm a 60-40 trader, 6 times I got to win X amount of dollars to compensate for the 4 times that I'm going to lose X dollars. What do you have control over there? You've got control over the amount of money that you're going to lose, and it's always going to be at entry, right? If you take a 20 pip hit, you're going to have to make at least 15 or 18 pips the 6 times that you win in order to counterbalance the 4 times that you lose in order to make any money. It's not a matter of breaking even. It's a matter that at the end of the month, you've got to have made $400. So what's $400? It's 400 pips on a mini lot. You'd have to make 400. If you had one full lot, you'd have to make 40 pips over the course of the month, which would be 10 pips a week. So there's a good gauge for you as far as setting a goal or a methodology to look at what you need to do. You have to kind of dry lab the thing and work your way backwards. What do I have to make? I have to make $400 a week. I need to make 40 pips a week. I need to make 10 pips a week on a full lot is $100 a week. That gives you the 400. So you're trying to make 10 pips a week because one full lot is $10 a lot, and that's $100 a week. That's 400 a month. That's more than, and that gives you a couple of few weeks off for vacation. So $100 a week. That's what you get. That's what you're going to try to make 10 pips a week. So if you got 5 days that you're going to be trading, what are you going to do? 2 pips a day? Are you going to be able to discipline yourself to take those 2 pips? Well, no, because you're always trying to exceed what your goals are when the price action presents itself. But if all you were trying to do was make $100 a week on a full lot, maybe you could do that. Maybe you could do that. Discipline yourself to just be very, very, very careful. That's up to you, not to me. All I can do is show you the math. If you were a 70-30 trader, which as you become more advanced in your trading, that should be the case, then you don't have to make as much a week in order to do that, because your winning amount needs to be less in comparison to the losing amount over the 30-day period or the 20 days of trading during that month. Or go from trading 1 lot to 2. So the progression that you're going to look for in your goal setting is to set that initial goal, which isn't to replace your job income, but it's more to pay the light bill. Now let's say your light bill is $200 a month. Okay, so that's half of the 400 we were talking about, and that should be easier to obtain with that one full lot that you have. Now, you're going to have margin on a full lot. Most of the majors are probably going to require you between $5,000 and $6,500 just for the margin in the U.S., because we have to put up 5% of the cash value as our down payment. It's like buying a house. You don't buy a house with no money down. You don't buy a house 200 to 1. There's rules. There's reasons why you can't buy a house at 200 to 1, and there's rules why you shouldn't be trading at 200 to 1. Let's be realistic about what we're doing here. That's just a death sentence. And yeah, you get a lot of guys that get lucky, and once you get some money behind you, you come in light and then back the truck up and load them up, and you go from there. So that's not what you're going to be capable of in your first couple of 3 years of trading, because if you get it wrong, you're going to lose all your money. And so the idea is, you know, you're going to lose more than you're going to win, and so let's lose the least amount. So you're going to learn your trading on a mini lot, $1,000 bank, trading dollar a point. It's just the way it goes. And then you say, well, I really need to make X amount of dollars per day. Their per trade expectation value metric that I talked about in the last 2 videos. How many pips do I need to do that? How many lots can I afford to fund when I get there? And so what's the pip value that I'm looking at in order to make my light bill? Because then if you double that lot size from the $200 to pay a month to pay your light bill, now you're at $400 a month, and you've got that 10% of your $40,000 income goal that you set for your job replacement. So that's why I say once you go from being able to replace your light bill, then you go to enhancing or replacing your job income, right? And so you see the math was really easy. There's technique and skill into any level of success in the trading that you're going to be looking at trying to accomplish, right? Once you learn the skill and you have the metrics down that you're comfortable with in your trading, all you have to do is add more lots to your trading in order to achieve your goals. And you trade the same way. You can't do it like these guys that are saying, oh, I'll show you how to turn a small account into a larger account. I'm going to take $100 and I'm going to turn it into $500 in 6 or 8 weeks or a few months, right? Because you're trading for pennies. And as I said in the last 2 videos, yes, if you want to take $100 and turn that into $500, there's a gazillion ways that are out there that teach you how to do that. But the question I pose to you is, could you then take a $100,000 account and turn it into $500,000 in 6 weeks? And the answer to that is no, because your risk is too high. And the reason you can do that when you're trading with a $100 account, trying to turn it into $500, is that the money doesn't mean anything. And so when you run into trouble, you just get out of the trade. Oh, I lost $2 or I lost 50 cents. Big deal. Try that on a $100,000 account where that same pip value or whatever it is, that's $3,000 or something. Your thought process changes dramatically, believe me. And so when you're looking to learn how to trade, don't try to take a small account and learn how to make it into a larger account, because it's the process is not transferable. When I taught martial arts, have taught martial arts, been in martial arts since 1968. So 55 years, over 55 years in the martial arts. The skills that I teach the beginner coming in the door are microcosms of the enhancement that I'm going to be working on those skills as we go all the way through the training process. So if you know anything about martial arts, there's forms that you learn. So we teach this one form, that first form, and you do that 100 times before you can go for your first rank promotion belt. And then you learn another form. And then you got to do that form 100 times, plus you have to repeat the first form 100 times. You're repeating the same things because you're trying to make the same skills better. Not learn new skills, but make the same skills better. It's very simple. It's a lot of work, and it's not easy, and it takes discipline and patience, but in a very short period of time, your skill level goes up dramatically. And it's the same in trading. I know what I'm talking about. I'm an educator. I've got a degree in physics, almost a minor in math. I was a software engineer, as I said, for 33 years, and a real estate investor for 40. And I've been looking at the currency markets, and I've been involved in the financial markets since the, probably mid-1970s. That was a long time ago. I'm 73 years old. So, and the currency markets, I started investigating them in 2007. Again, it's 2023 now. So I've been doing this stuff a long time. And I can show you how to make it easy. And if you don't want to take a course or whatever from me. You don't have to, because you don't need it, because it's simple. I'm telling you how to do it right here. Don't try to trade for more pips. Add more money to your account and get the same number of pips, and you'll be a success. The key on the other side of this that I'm not covering today is how you deal with your risk management. All we're trying to do is set the stage for you today as to how to set reasonable goals that are achievable by being consistent, not only in the results of your trading, but in the methodology that you use in your trading. Peter Rose, Longwood Currency Trading. Have a great day and have a great trading day.